The National Park Service welcomes you to the Charlestown Navy Yard, one of the many historic sites that make up Boston National Historical Park. For 174 years, the Charlestown Navy Yard served the nation's fleet. Even today, more than 2 decades after its official closure, the yard still serves its original function through its work in preserving USS Constitution and the World War II destroyer USS Cass and Young. We hope this brief presentation gives you a better understanding of the yard's history and what the Navy Yard offers you today. Following the War for American Independence, the country's merchant ships were no longer able to rely on the might of the British Royal Navy for protection. The young republic first built several warships, including USS Constitution, and then established Navy yards along the eastern seaboard where a small fleet could be built, supplied, and repaired. In 1800, the federal government established the Charlestown Navy Yard by purchasing 25 acres of pasture land on Moulton's Point, across the harbor from Boston's North End. This location had already achieved significance on the morning of June 17, 1775, when British troops from Boston landed here to fight colonials at the Battle of Bunker Hill. Originally intended to be a supply depot, the yard was transformed during the War of 1812 under the direction of Commandant William Bainbridge. This former captain of USS Constitution introduced covered ship houses to Charlestown to build the Navy's first ship-of-the-line, USS Independence. Ship houses not only protected the wooden ships from rot, they also improved production by sheltering workers during bad weather. Although the Navy Yard was run by naval officers, civilians wielded the caulking mallets and sewed the acres of sail. Before the Civil War, the workforce never exceeded several hundred workers. Building and maintaining a fleet of warships demanded a wide variety of highly skilled labor, including sawyers, joiners, spar makers, gun carriage makers, sail makers, blacksmiths, caulkers, riggers, rope makers, and coppersmiths. Called by the shipyard bell, these artisans and laborers who gathered at the muster house every morning and evening worked from sunrise to sunset. In the 1830s, 2 significant building projects, construction of the massive granite dry dock and completion of the rope walk complex, established Charlestown as one of the preeminent Navy yards in the country. Before dry docks, workers careened large vessels to clean and repair the hulls below the waterline, an expensive, time-consuming, and potentially dangerous task which could seriously damage the strength of the ship. Since it was completed in 1833, the dry dock has witnessed the construction and repair of hundreds of warships ranging from wood and canvas to steel and diesel. Several factors led the U.S. Navy to construct its only facility to manufacture rope at the Charlestown Navy Yard in the 1830s: the availability of highly skilled labor, access to raw materials, and technological expertise. The Navy was particularly eager to take advantage of newly developed labor-saving machines, such as those already in use in New England's textile mill towns. The rope walk complex, designed by architect Alexander Paris, best known for Boston's Quincy Market, included the quarter-mile-long rope laying area, spinning and preparing machine rooms, the hemp house, and tar house. Several famous vessels were launched from Charlestown's shipways before the Civil War. Among them was the frigate USS Merrimac, launched in 1855. She could cruise under sail and fight under steam. Burned to the waterline in 1861 at the start of the Civil War to avoid capture by the South, the undamaged hull was nevertheless converted by the Confederacy into the ironclad CSS Virginia. Her battle with the Union ironclad Monitor would revolutionize naval warfare throughout the world. The post-Civil War era was characterized by the Navy's reluctance to scrap an obsolete wooden fleet in favor of an iron and steel one already being built by European powers. America's transition to steel ships finally began in the 1880s, under prodding from naval theorists such as Alfred Thayer Mahan. This powerful new Navy of steel proved itself capable of matching the sea powers of Europe in the years following the Spanish-American War in 1898. In the early 20th century, the Charlestown Navy Yard again assumed an important role in the maintenance of the fleet. A major building program added modern shop facilities of brick and steel construction alongside those of granite from the 1830s. New ship technologies and materials dramatically altered the workforce. Electric-powered equipment replaced the manpower tools of an earlier era, and skills such as riveting, machining, chain production, and metal casting replaced those of an obsolete wooden and sail navy. Charlestown achieved another technological innovation in 1926 when yard workers invented die-lock chain. Die-lock chain, stronger than normal forged chain, was specially designed to hold the anchors for the Navy's largest ships, battleships, and aircraft carriers.